Hey guys, we are back with some more New York Islanders franchise mode, and in this one, we got some big moves to make, and I think you guys know who we're going after. He was brought up in the end of the last one, Morgan Rielly, and for this price, $7.75 million, really not too bad, especially for the amount of points he gets. He's going to be playing alongside of Pascal Durette this year, and Durette needs an offensive defenseman to play with him. And Morgan Rielly would be that perfect offensive defenseman to be with him. Now, so that would mean the defensive core is looking like Shea and Pulock, Rielly and Durette, and then Muzzin and Dobson. So we're going to go after Morgan Rielly here. We have plenty of cap space for this year. It's next year that I'm worried about. But we'll get to that when next year comes around. I do have a long-term plan for this. So, all right. So let's offer Morgan Rielly... I'm going to say 8.2, just because I don't want to fool around with Morgan Rielly, since Philly and LA have already given him offers. And I'll go 8.25, just in case. Offer contract, there you go. So there you go. That is the only free agent signing that we are going to be making this year, as it's obviously quite a big one. Now we do have to make a trade. And that would be getting rid of our RFAs in Van de Sample and Dal Cole. So, we're going to find a team that wants them preferably in the Western Conference. And what do you know? That would be Colorado. And they have plenty of cap space to sign them. So, makes perfect sense. They want to give up draft picks. So, let's see if we can get a third round pick for them. Van de Sample and Dal Cole for Colorado's third. Proposed trade. Trade accepted. Very nice. Next thing we have to do, we have to go after some scouts. And I did fire our NHL Atlantic scout, and this guy, Riell'd, has an A+ for the NHL Atlantic, so we will go after him. We are also missing a QMJHL scout, which would be Sylvain de Champlain, and he looks to be very good for the QMJHL, so we will go after him as well. And we are also missing an Extra Liga scout, and in this case, Merrick Dano is the best scout available for Europe, and we actually just fired him, but you know what, we will, well, we didn't fire him, we just didn't extend him, but we will extend him for 5 more years right here, as he is, once again, the best European scout available. And the last thing I want to do before we end off this, well, not this video, but before we get to the preseason, is extend some of our upcoming contracts. So Mueller does not want to re-sign, but we'll at least get an idea of what he wants here. Yeah, roughly $8 million for 8 years. But don't worry, boys. I do have this all planned out with the contract of Morgan Rielly expiring. One of the contracts that we're going to be unloading at the end of this year is Jake Muzzin. He's making 5.8, so I figured, you know, that'll give us a lot more breathing room with Rielly's contract. Another contract we could potentially get rid of is Keith Kincaid's. He's making an extra $2 million, and obviously Kincaid's been solid for us in the past, very solid actually. But that extra $2 million could make the difference, you know. And I would rather, by next year, I would rather have Jason Hutchinson getting some time as the backup, because I feel like he'll be ready at that point. So we're going to take a look at the guys who want an extension here. Anders Lee, Noah Dobson, Bodie Wild, Wotherspoon, and Petty all want extensions. I'm not going to extend Wotherspoon or Petty, but Bodie Wild is an interesting situation here because he's 22 already. He's a good prospect in a way, but again, he's 22, only 82 offensive awareness. So what I'll do, what does he want? 1.9. He hasn't really done much to warrant that extension as of yet, so I'll leave him be. Noah Dobson, what does he want? 4.3, you know what? That's not too bad for him. He's a 25-point guy in the NHL. Good defensively. He gets shots. He does turn the puck over quite a bit as of recent, but that is his rookie and sophomore campaigns. So, you know, I won't extend him yet. We'll see what happens over the course of the year. Same thing with Anders Lee. But then again, because Lee is one of those contracts that I feel like if we have to move out, then I will move him out in order to retain Morgan Rielly. Because we have other forwards that can replace Anders Lee. But, however, Anders Lee only wants 3.75 for 6 years, though. However, the 6 years kind of scares me. But other than that, like if we could offer him maybe 4 years at 4 mil, I mean, this would be a steal for Anders Lee. It really would be. And then we could trade him as well. Get that trade value up there by decreasing his salary. Yeah. That could really work for Anders Lee. You know what? I will extend Anders Lee right now for, if we go 1 year, he wants 6.1. 2 years, 5.5. 3 years, 4.6. So the fact that that number is dropping significantly with each year scares me a little bit. It says that he might drop fast with his age. However, if we trade him quick enough, like if we trade him, let's say sometime next year, then he should still be an 85 overall, and he should have a good amount of trade value on him. So I'll extend him for, let's see if we get him for 4 mil at 4 years. That would be pretty good for Anders Lee. Offer contract extension. So that would definitely help out with the Morgan Rielly situation as well. Even if we don't get Rielly by chance, having Anders Lee at 4 million is definitely not a bad thing. So, all right. So that honestly, Anders Lee is the only guy I wanted to extend. I mean, we took a look at Dobson, but I think in terms of Dobson, we're gonna just see how the season plays out for him, and then we will decide to renew him or not. Well, regardless, we're gonna qualify him a tender qualifying offer, but we'll see if we want to re-sign him long-term or short-term, you know, since he's a young player and all that. But Anders Lee, for 4 million, really cannot complain. So let's see if we get Anders Lee for $4 million on an extension, and if we can get Morgan Rielly from free agency. Here we go. Let's see. Oh, Riell'd, the scout. Very nice. Sylvain Day, what was it? Champlain, I think? Yeah. The last name, I guess, must be so long that it cut off. It just says Sylvain D. Merrick Dano has signed as well, so we have our scouts situated. And Anders Lee has accepted the contract renewal, so his salary decreased by $2 million after this year, which is key for that Morgan Rielly signing. I was not expecting that, honestly, for Anders Lee to sign for less than he was already signed for. Nonetheless, much less than he's already signed for. An extra $2 million shaved off for next year. And let's see, Morgan Rielly has accepted. Let's go, boys. Here we go. So, with all that, our team is now looking like Matt Barzal, Andreas Mueller, Josh Ho-Sang, Anders Lee, with $6 million this year, but then only $4 million for the next 4 years after that. And again, we could trade him within that time period. That's a solid, that is a solid contract for Anders Lee, although it looks like he just had his birthday or something, because I swear he was just 31, and now he just turned 32. So, okay, we might be trading him a little sooner than we expected, but, you know, we could still unload that contract when he's like 34. I don't think that'll be too much of a problem. Bennett Strite, Oliver Wahlstrom, Anthony Beauvillier, Christian Ragnarsson, Mike Commodore, Ryan Dzingel, Tim Cizek, I would guess, makes the roster this year. And then Ludwig Ottoson will probably make the roster as well. Let's check the system. Yeah, I mean, no one else. I don't see anyone down here making it, so let's see. Is that 12? So this is 8 right here. 9, 10, 11, 12. Yep, pretty much. I mean, I don't know what else we would be able to afford. And plus, I really want to grow these rookies anyway. So Cizek and Ottoson appear to have made the roster already. Defensively, Morgan Rielly, Brady Shea, Jake Muzzin, Pascal Duret, Ryan Pulock, Noah Dobson, and Bodie Wild as the 7th defenseman, potentially. So that's looking pretty nice. And then goaltenders John Gibson and Keith Kincaid. This team is set to make a run, boys. That's all I have to say. And then Jason Hutchinson in the minors. So I think that's really about it for this offseason. It's been a big one already. Getting a surprise reduction to the contract of Anders Lee. And getting Morgan Riell'd, it really does not get much better than that. So let's get up to the year 5, is this now? Yes, the year 5 preseason. Alright, so here are the starting lines for your year 5 New York Islanders. First line, we have Andreas Mueller, Matthew Barzal, and Oliver Wahlstrom. Second line, we have Bennett Streit, Anthony Beauvillier, Josh Ho-Sang. Third line, Anders Lee, Mike Commodore, Christian Ragnarsson. And the fourth line is Ludvig Ottoson, Tim Cizek, and Ryan Dzingel. Defensively, we have Brady Shea and Ryan Pulock, Morgan Riell'd with Pascal Duret, and Jake Muzzin with Noah Dobson. Special teams, power play on Andreas Mueller with Barzal and Wahlstrom, and then Riell'd with Dobson. And then Streit with Commodore and Ho-Sang, and then Shea and Pulock. So Commodore is getting that second line power play time as opposed to the second line 5-on-5 to make up for it. And then 4-man power play is looking like Barzal, Mueller, Riell'd, and Dobson, and then Commodore, Wahlstrom, Shea, and Pulock. Penalty kill. Beauvillier is getting another chance on the penalty kill since he was pretty good defensively last year. Had more takeaways than giveaways, so he can giving him another chance on the penalty kill. And Anders Lee with him, with Jake Muzzin and Pascal Duret. And then Matthew Barzal with Ryan Dzingel and Shea and Pulock on the second line penalty kill. And then 3-man penalty kill, you have Beauvillier, Muzzin, and Duret. And then Barzal, Shea, and Pulock. And then 4-on-4 is looking like Barzal, Mueller, and Shea and Pulock. And then the second 4-on-4 is Commodore, Wahlstrom, Riell'd, and Duret. And then the third 4-on-4 is Beauvillier and Ragnarsson with Muzzin and Dobson. 3-on-3 is Barzal, Mueller, and Shea, so the left-handed defenseman with 2 right-handed forwards. And then Commodore, Wahlstrom, and Riell'd, so another left-handed defenseman with 2 more right-handed forwards. And then Beauvillier and Ragnarsson with Noah Dobson, so a right-handed defenseman with 2 left-handed forwards, so that the chemistry kind of can play out very nicely. And then extra attackers are Barzal and Commodore. Shootout is Streit, Wahlstrom, Barzal, Mueller, and Ragnarsson. And then, of course, in goal, we have John Gibson and Keith Kincaid. And then scratch are Nicky Petty for right now. We might get another depth forward in free agency if you guys think it's necessary. And I probably will do that. And then Bodie Wild is the 7th defenseman. So there you go. There is the roster for your New York Islanders for year number 5. So actually, before we do anything else, let's just check the free agency list, see if we could get a backup forward who is a little bit more reliable. Doesn't really appear to be anything that I really trust here in free agency. I mean, you got Payarvi, Stuart Soderberg, Helm, Bastian, Musil, Juris. Not really any good names here, obviously, in the starting stages of the preseason. So we might have to make a trade for that, but for right now, we'll just stick with what we have. So we have a center, defenseman, a left wing, a center, right wing, left wing, defenseman, right wing, defenseman. A lot of good depth here in terms of the positions that we have in the top 10 this year. It appears anyway. So let's check the captains and jerseys before we move forward. So we have Matt Barzal as the captain, Anders Lee, and Ryan Pulock are the alternates. So yeah, everything is looking good here. Let's just make sure all the numbers are good, and we appear to be set. Alright, so just for fun, let's get into a preseason game with your New York Islanders. I'm going to play it. We're going to go into the third period, and I'll try to commentate as I play, though that is not really my forte. So, a 4-1 win against the Devils, 4-3 shootout loss against the Blue Jackets, and a 5-3 win against the Rangers. Let's see what happens here against Washington as we head into the third period. So first period, there you go, goal by Bennett Streit on Braden Holtby from a very sharp angle there, right on the boards. Second period, oh boys, here we go. Beauvillier, Cizek, and Morgan Riell'd. Let's go. All right, here we go. Third period against the Washington Capitals. Barzal out there to start things for the New York Islanders. And took that face off a little early there, though apparently the game said I had good timing. And Kuznetsov, I believe that is, taking that down behind the net. And Mueller will pick that up as immediately loses it. But Shea will take that out of harm's way as Wahlstrom gets it up. Wahlstrom circling. Wallstrom looking for space, finds Brady Shea on the point for Pulock. Pulock takes that shot from the point, and it goes in. A very nice goal from Ryan Pulock to start things out for the Islanders here in the third period. Let's get the second line out there, second defensive pair as well. First goal of the preseason for Ryan Pulock. Nice pass from Brady Shea, and just snipes that one on Braden Holtby. Pretty simple goal, but hey, you'll take what you can get. And Braden Holtby is getting pulled. Oh my. For who is that? That is number 35. I can't see the last name. And I don't have audio on right now either, so I can't listen to any names being said in the background if they're being said. Alright, Beauvillier on the faceoff. He wins it. Back to Riell'd for Riell'd. Riell'd takes that into the zone and shoots that on net. That goes into the corner where Streit battles with Burakovsky. Juice gets that up to Burakovsky, who sends Eller on his way, who gets into the zone. Johansson takes that, but intercepted by an Islander, being Beauvillier. Beauvillier up to Riell'd. Riell'd will find Streit, who was just offside. And getting the third line out there is the Lee, Commodore, and Ragnarsson, along with Muzzin and Dobson. Commodore wins that back for Dobson. Dobson doesn't like what he sees and gets it to Commodore. Tried to dump in, as Commodore will draw the penalty, and we have a power play for the Islanders, who were up 5-0 in the third period, as Verhaeghe makes his way to the box. Mueller, Barzal, Wallstrom, Riell'd, and Dobson out there on the power play. Let's get it going. Barzal cannot win that faceoff. One back for Alexeyev. Alexeyev sends Lixell for Eakin. Eakin and defended very nicely there by Riell'd. Was a chance by the Washington Capitals as Mueller up the other way. Has it in the corner. Back for Riell'd. Riell'd on the point for Mueller. Back for Dobson, who couldn't receive it very well as Riell'd takes it down low. Riell'd tries to do it himself and has to make the glove save on a floating puck that was not even shot by a New York Islander player. Oh my, as Morgan Riell'd is absolutely crushed there by a Washington Capital. As Streit, Commodore, and Ho-Sang out there with Shea and Pulock. Clark takes that up for Washington. And Commodore intercepts as Shea will take that back and tries to get it over for Pulock, and eventually does. Shea has it and gets it up to Streit. Bennett Streit, the 43 goal scorer from last season, does a little deke, but cannot get past the Washington defense, as they will dump in as Pulock receives. Commodore gets into the zone, and he's stick lifted by Washington, and that is a good play by them. Juice into the zone, poke checked by Shea, and Streit is able to get it back for New York. Pulock gets that to Ho-Sang. Ho-Sang into the zone. Ho-Sang cuts to the middle, tries to find Streit, I should say, as he missed the pass. As Commodore battling with that for Johansson, and Johansson sends Eller. With 30 seconds remaining on the New York power play, as they're having a little bit of trouble getting things going right now. Gibson is forced to make a glove save as he throws that out for Pulock. Pulock had to contend with a Washington player there as Commodore in the zone. Commodore stops and shoots it, and that'll go into the corner as Washington Capitals defenseman will send it around the boards. And they're kind of doing a very good job of killing things off right now, are Washington, as Riell'd will get that for New York with the penalty time up and back to 5-on-5. Barzal streaking ahead and tries to shoot it short side as Wallstrom gets the rebound, but is unable to pull a shot away. Let's get the fourth line out there. Cizek and Ottoson along with Ryan Dzingel. Get the rookie line out there. Well, 2/3 are rookies. Cizek taking that face off. Cannot win it. Number 25 wins that puck battle, gets it to Cizek. Cizek tries to shoot it, but intercepted by a Washington Capital. Teravainen with the puck. Gets it to Wilson, and a good save by Gibson. Dobson gets that puck for Ottoson, number 73. Moves it up to Dzingel. Dzingel will take it into the zone himself. Dzingel with a shot. Tried to go top cheese there on the Washington goaltender as Ottoson has it on the point. Ottoson tries to get it through. Cannot get it through Kuznetsov. Teravainen will take it up. Gets it over to Wilson, who gets it back to him. Teravainen over to Wilson again. Blocked in front by Muzzin. Dzingel sends it around the boards for Muzzin, and Muzzin tries to get it to Dzingel and does. Risky pass there as Dzingel loses it to Kuznetsov, as Muzzin will send it up the boards for Barzal. Barzal into the zone for New York. Along the boards, looking for space, finds, tries to find Dobson. Hate when that happens. Clark gets it for Washington. Man, that was bad. That was especially bad with Barzal. Blocked in front by Barzal. Nice play by him. As he will take it up for New York. Finds Wallstrom. Wallstrom with the shot. Washington will take that into the zone. As they will not pull their goaltender here, as obviously they're down by a lot. As why do I keep making these bad passes with Barzal? Oh, jeez. Alright, so I'm just not in my game right now. Lee, 20 seconds remaining, gets into the zone, tries to find Ragnarsson and almost does, and gets that around for Combs. Durand, over to Eller. Eller poked by Durant and defended well. Riley gets that. Can we make a pass, please? Burakovsky in the middle, and that'll do it for this game. My goodness. Alright, so we'll stop it there because I want to know if you guys have any suggestions for a trade we can make for a depth forward. But other than that, that's really all we need to do. As well as obviously sign some of our prospects to play in the AHL, because our AHL is a little thin right now when it comes to prospects, as Czek and Ottoson are up here now in the NHL. So I'll just show you guys really quick what our prospects are looking like. Rabbit, Hines. I'm probably going to sign Hines, honestly. He's looking pretty good. Dietz, maybe, with that medium elite potential. Tuominen, O'Byrne. And then defensemen, you got Knutson, Enroth, Riell'd, and Peterson. And then goaltenders, you have Purieta, Oda, and Tarasov. Although I don't think we're going to be focused on the goaltenders at the moment, as Jason Hutchinson is still the man down there. So let me know what you guys think, and I will see you guys in the next one.